New channel, awesome reads, season 4 of The Boys, season 2 of House of Dragons. It was a pretty sweet week. And Father's Day, of course. Let's take a look back and talk about it. What's up, beasties? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. I'm so glad you're here. Today, this is my very first weekly wrap-up video where we take a look back and talk about what I read, what I watched, what I did, what went on with the channel, and it'll be a lot of fun. This episode will be a little different than those to come in the future because we're halfway through June because of when I started the channel. So I'll have 2 weeks to wrap up. And then at the end of it, I will pick my favorite read. So amongst the books, novellas, graphic novels, manga, I'll have to just pick one. There can be only one. I used to love that Highlander series back in the day. Watched it with my mom. Anyway, yeah. Side note: if there's any like books set in that world or anything, let me know because that's something I would be interested in revisiting. But yeah. So I'll pick my favorite read of the week, and bonus for you this week is because it's looking at 2 weeks. I'll pick my favorite read of the first week and favorite read of the second week. Then we'll talk about what's to come in the week ahead, what I'm going to be reading, what I'm looking forward to. So sit back, relax, grab a frosty beverage or a cup of tea or java. And here I have some delicious chocolate brownie coffee. Oh, yeah. And settle in and let's talk about what happened last week and the week before. All right, so first off, the first week of June, I read The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan. I really enjoyed this book a lot. Look for a review on the channel very soon. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a pretty good book. The main character was Lucan Gardova, and pretty early on, he is kind of a card shark. That's how he makes his money. You find out eventually things that happen, but he fell in some hard times, got kicked out of this prestigious school that he was in, had a falling out with his dad, went out, struck out on his own, and he's kind of been struggling, dealing with a lot of regret and, not having a lot of money and stuff like that. And pretty early on, you find out that his father was murdered, and a mysterious note was left for him from his father. So he goes to the city. I think it's called Safrana, where he tries to figure out what happened to his dad, and then hijinks. He gets sucked into all these different things, and it's just a really good story. My favorite thing, I love his character. He's kind of I don't know. I'll talk about it more in my review, but sometimes I liked his character because he's not perfect. He's a super nice guy. So he's a good. He's not. I wouldn't really say he's gray like grimdark like some of my favorite characters, but he just does dumb things. Sometimes says dumb things. He's a young man, so he's still finding his way and figuring out how to do things in the world. But I love his sidekick that he picks up, Flea. You'll hear lots of people talk about her, a young street urchin girl, pickpocket, and they just have a great relationship, found family, and this was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. So look for that review coming soon for that. And then in May, I had read Howling Dark, and I really enjoyed that. So, of course, I had to pick up this beautiful edition of Queen Amid Ashes. This is a novella, and it is set after Howling Dark, kind of in between Howling Dark and Demon in White, which I'll be reading soon. Uh-oh, some of these pages were stuck together. I was trying to see if there was a thing in here, a description of the book that I could read you, because I'm still not the best at reading, talking about what books are about. But yeah, anyway, this is really good. It's not too long after Howling Dark, and Hadrian. Oh, I guess I almost talked about spoiler, but I won't. But anyway, it's really good. I really think it's an important bridge between the books, just like all the short stories and novellas. They flesh out the world, but this is one that really is like a continuation. So you should definitely read this if you haven't, especially if you're like me and you read Howling Dark and haven't started Demon in White yet. But this was really good, and this edition is gorgeous. I had the original paperback where the artwork's not as good, but this is awesome. It's a beautiful naked hardcover, fits with the other covers, and yeah, picked up a couple other things that you'll see in my May wrap-up coming this week. So yeah, read Queen of Mid-Ashes, really enjoyed that. All right, and then my graphic novel for the first week, I read Something is Killing the Children, Volume 1. I'll put a picture of it right here. That was really good. It is an Image comic. No, not Boom. Not Image. Boom Studios comic. And it's really cool. It basically focuses on a monster hunter. She's got like she's part of this secret shadowy organization. It kind of gives you hints in the first first volume, but you don't really find out a lot about who's in charge of this, how it started, all that stuff. I'm sure down the road it'll let you know, but the main character is Erica Slaughter, and she's a monster hunter, and she is pretty cool. And in this first volume, there's something is taking the children, they're disappearing, and she shows up in town, and she befriends the one survivor of this his group of friends, where he says we're attacked and killed by this monster, and people think he's an odd child and not telling the truth, and that he had something to do with it. So she befriends him and tries to figure out and get to the bottom of it. And then, of course, there is I think it's in Wisconsin, in a little town, Archer's Peak. But there's a guy that works at a restaurant, and his younger sister was taken and disappeared, and he thinks maybe this kid had something to do with it, because obviously he doesn't think there's monsters. And then when Erica Slaughter comes to town, he thinks she's in on it too, and he's like trying to track her down and get revenge for his sister and figure out what's going on, and of course he's going to get in the way. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited to continue with the series. And then the other graphic novel I read, which I'll put up right here, I read volumes 1 and 2 of Astro City by Kurt Busiek. I've always wanted to read that series, and I was at the library earlier this month, and they had like a few volumes of it there, and I'm like, I'm just going to start reading it. And I really enjoyed it. Very like 90s art and feel to it, but it's pretty cool. I don't know if you have ever heard of or read either Marvels or like Kingdom Come, that just had like this very realistic edge to it, and it looked at it from people on the street looking at all these heroes instead of being inside the head of the heroes and their own issues like normal. And it has that feel. It focuses on the people, the city, and the people in the city, and what it's like having superheroes. Sometimes there's ones from the superhero's point of view, but mostly it's from small-time crooks getting chased by heroes, or people moving to the city and seeing things, people that want to become heroes themselves. So yeah, Volume 1 and 2 are really good. Volume 1 kind of set the scene and really introduced you to a lot of the characters and the city, a Superman-like character. And then Volume 2 was probably my favorite. It was almost like a Batman and Robin thing, where the Robin-type character wants to do good and moves to the city because he wants to make a difference and become a hero, and his journey. Um, and there's a supernatural twist that I did not see coming. But yeah, it's really good. Great writing. I'm really enjoying it. Excited to continue with that also. And then my manga that I read for that first week, I read Volume 1 of One Piece, finally. Been wanting to read that for a long time. Um, and then I read Volume 1 of Pluto. That was really good. That one, I assume, everybody knows about One Piece. I guess I shouldn't assume that, though, but um, One Piece is a really famous manga series. And they just made an adaptation on Netflix, a live action one. There's an anime of it, but it focuses on Monkey D. Luffy and this group that he gets. He's like elastic rubber man. He can like fling his arms, stretch them out, and um, when he fights and stuff. And it's a pirate themed thing where he's with this ragtag group of adventurers sailing the seas. And yeah, the first volume was really good. I'm excited to continue that. And then the other one I read was Pluto. That one is in a world where there's androids and robots, and the the there's it jumps around to different stories, but um, the overarching plot is that this big, huge robot. The robots and androids, of course, are very humanistic and have their own personalities and feelings and all that stuff. But there's this robot was killed, murdered by someone, and this robot was a beloved protector, and everyone loved it. And there's a detective, Pluto, who's trying to solve the case, and then more famous robots and androids start getting killed, and it hops around a little bit, and I think it's pretty good. I liked it so far. Um, there was an interesting twist I didn't even realize when I was reading it, but it is kind of like a retelling and connected with the Astro Boy series, which I have those. I've never read them, so I'll have to read them now because that was a twist I did not see coming. And hopefully, I mean, when I read the back and stuff, it does kind of say that, but I guess I just didn't realize that that was what it was. Anyway, so that was pretty good. I'll definitely continue that down the road. Um, and then I read Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1, and I really liked that. That was focused on, what is his name? I have Volume 2 here. Oh, yeah. Ken, Ken Kaneki. He's a college student, and there's these ghouls that come out at night and eat people. But like people know they exist, but people don't seem super like worried about it because they still go out at night. And I feel like if I knew there was ghouls running around at night eating people, I would not be going out. But he ends up, falling for this girl, and he's watches her in this coffee shop all the time, and he finally talks to her, and they go on a date, and turns out she's a ghoul, so that doesn't end well for him. And then he starts to become a ghoul himself, and that's basically what it's about. The first one was really good. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to continuing it. It has awesome artwork. A little gory, but I really liked it. So looking forward to continuing that one. And then, of course, my Dabbler, and I started reading for my Dabbler, Heaven Breaker by Sarah Wolf. I've talked about this in um, my TBR. Really enjoying it. Red Rising vibes. Awesome protagonist. She's really BA. And yeah, really cool book. And I'll talk about it more when I finish it. And then, of course, my tome, I'm getting there, is Empire of the Damned. I'm just going to keep plugging away at this. Love this story and these characters in this world. I'll talk about it more when I finish it up. All right, so then, um, before I go on to talk about what I read this past week, um, I should mention what my favorite read of week 1 of June was. And I would have to say my favorite read was Oof, is tough. I'm gonna stick with what my gut said when I came into this video. After talking about him, I was like, "Ooh, did I like that better?" I really did love "Something is Taking the Children" or "Something is Killing the Children." Um, but my favorite read of that first week, my gosh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It's close between "Something is Killing the Children," "Queen of Mid Ashes," and "Silver Blood Promise." But my favorite read was "Silver Blood Promise." Excellent. Um, I'll have a review out for that soon. All right, so then the second week, um, I read this past week. I read the last Fi Fofum Hunter, um, and it was really good. Get out of there. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Look for a review on this soon. But X, the Fee Hunter, is just a really cool character. I really loved it. Loved his companion that he picks up and is helping along the way, Ariana, and their relationship. It was just a really cool story. I really enjoyed it. I'll talk about this a lot more in a review coming up. But if you haven't checked it out, you should. Awesome story. Very good. Then for my novella, I read a short story collection, Tales of the Sun Eater, Volume 1. Um, I talked about that in my TBR, but I really enjoyed that. I know some people haven't been as big of a fan of this volume. They say it's the weakest, which maybe it is. I'll find out down the road, but I really enjoyed all the stories and all the characters. Um, the one early on is definitely like a continuation of Hadrian's story, so that one's a good one to read. Um, and then the other ones are interesting. They hop around actually in the world and look at different characters and different settings and different levels of people in this world. And I loved them all. You know, there's one with like a soldier that's going to fight in in some of these battles that Hadrian and the main crew from the book were part of, but it's from their point of view. And there's one with like this. My favorite one was probably the one with the bounty hunter. Um, that one was really cool. Uh, some people didn't like it. But I thought it was awesome. I love that character. And if like an old grizzled, bounty hunter trying to collect a bounty on something and gets into the middle of craziness of this Sun Eater world. And I really like that one. If he ever wrote a side series with that character, I would definitely read it. I thought it was really good. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun and a quick read, and I think it really fleshes out the world and adds to the experience. So now that that's done, I can move on to Demon and White. So I'm excited. Um, and I also, I forgot to mention this in my TVR, but I did also finish Exit Strategy um, by Martha Wells uh, in the Murderbot series. So I'm all done with the novellas, and now I can move on eventually. I think it's called Habit Network Effect. Yeah, Network Effect. I can move on to the novels. They're shorter novels, but full novels, not novellas. So I'll continue that series because yeah, I really love Murderbot the character. I guess I haven't always loved the plot or the story or the supporting characters, but I love Murderbot. He's awesome. So I'll read anything that she puts out with him in it because he is really cool character. Editing Beast here. My microphone came unplugged during the video, and somehow I failed to notice that the usually brightly neon colored, flashing, glowing lights of my microphone were no longer flashing in my face. So I did my best to enhance the audio, get rid of the background noise, which there's a lot of in my storage room. Um, Between toilets flushing, water running, the furnace kicking on, footsteps. But I think it's fine. It's just not as loud. My phone doesn't pick it up as good as the microphone, so you might have to turn the volume up just a smidge. I apologize for that, but I hope you enjoy the video. All right, so for graphic novels, this week I continued reading through this beast. It's very heavy, but it's just a gorgeous edition. I can't wait to get more of them. But I kept reading The Sixth Gun, and again, talked about it a couple of times, but it is really good supernatural horror type western. Got these six guns that have magical powers. They're bound to the person that has them, the only way to take it is to kill them, and then you get it, and you're bound to it. The only way you can lose it is for someone to kill you. And it focuses on a gunslinger with a mysterious past and his BFF, and they're helping a pastor's daughter that came into possession of one of the guns, and she's on the run from this evil demonic group of people that have the other guns, who are also trying to find them all so they can have ultimate power and bring this dead, deceased Confederate general, this is set after the Civil War, back to life and do nefarious things. But yeah, it's an awesome series. I'm going to keep reading through that, but very enjoyable. And then the second volume of Astro City kind of blended into this week to start off the week. So that's pretty much all I read for graphic novels. So for manga, same thing. I kind of mixed that up at the beginning, but a lot of that bled into this week. And I was waiting for Volume 2 to come in, and what happened was I got so excited after I read Tokyo Ghoul and Chainsaw Man and One Piece and those Spy Family, that's what I was thinking of. Then I ordered like, Volume 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they came in, I thought, oh sweet, but then like Volume 5 came in and 4, but not 2 and 3, so just kind of waiting to get them all in. I didn't get to read a lot of manga this week, but I did start reading through Volume 2 of Attack on Titan, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. So yeah, that won't count as reading this week because I didn't finish it yet, but a lot of those Volume 1s I talked about from the first week blended into the second week because Pluto was a little longer, and yeah, but so I didn't read a lot of new stuff this week. I finished up One Piece and Tokyo Ghoul kind of end of last week, going into this week, and then started reading Attack on Titan Volume 2. So I'll talk about those more in the next weekly wrap-up, or that, in the next weekly wrap-up. And then I'm still working through Heavenbreaker, still working through Empire of the Damned. I did get from my library Vanishing Birds by Simon Jimenez, the Illuminari, with Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, John at Talking Story, Philip Chase, Dr. Fantasy himself, and Brian from BellTube. They're all getting together to talk about that, I think, Wednesday this week. So I grabbed that so I could read through it and see what I thought, so I can watch their discussion. So I have been reading that as a dabbler too, and so far I'm not very far into it yet. I just got it on Saturday morning, so I'm not too far into it yet. But I'll give you my thoughts in the next weekly wrap up, how it's going. But I like it so far. But Mike got a lot farther than me before he said he didn't like it, so we'll see. But those are all awesome channels. I'll link them down below if somehow you're on here and you haven't heard of them. But I know a lot of you are probably looking forward to watching that discussion they have, and I am too. So I have been reading that a little bit this week. Thought I'd throw that in there. So my favorite read of this week would definitely have to be the last Spy Hunter by Selene Goldenberg. It's really good. I really enjoy the character X and this world. It's awesome. I really hope there's more coming in the series, and look for a book review on it soon. So let's talk about the channel. So I started the channel. I've had a few videos out already, a couple shorts. My welcome video has been doing the best, which they usually always do, and I've gotten a lot of awesome comments from that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I did a TBR for June. I did a wrap-up for May. I did yesterday for Father's Day. I messed up the angle of the camera, so it looks kind of funky, but I did a top 5 and best and worst dads that I've read in fantasy and sci-fi. That was a lot of fun to make, so check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun. You know, I don't have a lot of subscribers yet, don't have a lot of views yet, and that's okay. I know that's how it's going to go. I'm just having fun making content, learning as I go, learning how to edit, learning how to talk through things better without stumbling and freezing up and saying too much. I'm just gonna keep getting better at that. And yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm in it for the long haul, and this is a long-term thing. It's just fun, and I can't wait to see what happens. So it's been very fun starting the channel. Thank you to those of you who have commented, have subscribed, have reached out. I really appreciate it. You are all amazing. So yeah, it has been a lot of fun on the channel, and this week gonna have a book haul, an insane book haul. When I look back at May, it was like, oh my gosh, I did buy way too many books between thrifting and Barnes and Noble and Amazon and used bookstores and subscription boxes that I get. It was pretty crazy. So look forward to that. I'm also going to be doing a my top 10 reads of all time. And I'm going to be talking about my top 10 books I read in 2023. Think about what year it was there. Wait, is it 2024? Yes, it is. Top books of 2023. And I'm also going to tier rank, which I've always wanted to do, tier rank. I'm going to tier rank my reads of 2023. And then I should have my first, I'll have a book review out, probably do Last Spy Hunter and Silver Will Promise. So yeah, we got a jam-packed week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm also working on my first thrift store challenge vlog video. So that'll be coming out soon. And I got so many fun ideas. I'm just pumped, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So look for all that in the coming week. Let's see. Oh, reading-wise now for the coming week. So I'm going to keep working through, actually I should start with Keep the Form. So the week ahead I'm going to start reading How to Become Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. Very excited for this. Can't wait to start and give you my thoughts on it. And then my novella. Oh, I forgot to grab it, didn't I? That's all right. Right? I'm going to read When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Looking forward to that one, about a monster hunter. Sounds really good. Then once I finish this up, I'll be able to get into some like a darker. Are you like a darker? No, I don't have it with me because I'm probably not going to read it start on it till next week. But anyway, this week I'm going to be reading When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Excited about that one. Then, graphic novel-wise, I'm going to be continuing on with Six Gun. This I'm working on through the whole month. We'll have it done by July. But I'm also going to be reading this week Grimm, Volume 1. This I heard about from Near Mint Condition. They talked about it, and it sounds really good. Let's see if I can find. Because Jessica Harrow is dead, but her journey only just begins. Discover the world of the afterlife, where Jessica has been recruited as a Reaper, tasked with ferrying countless souls to their final destination. But unlike the rest of the Reapers, Jess has no memory of what killed her or put her in this position. So she wants to unravel the mystery of her own demise. She'll have to solve an even bigger one. Where is the actual Grim Reaper? It sounds pretty cool. It's got really cool artwork. I'm really excited to check this one out. And I'm also going to be reading Something is Killing the Children, Volume 2. And yeah, I'm pumped about this one. Can't wait to figure out more about this world and what's going on and Erica Slaughter and get back to that. And then after I read those, if I have time, I do want to get going on to Doombreaker. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to read it this month at some point. We'll see if it gets on in this week. If not, it'll be coming up soon. And then manga for this week, I am going to start off the week. My focus is going to be One Piece, Volume 2, Buggy the Clown, Death Note, Volume 2, and finishing up Attack on Titan, Volume 2. And then if I get through those and have time or need a palate cleanser, I'm going to read Tokyo Ghoul, Volume 2. And I really am excited to start this one. It's called Sakamoto Days. And this is pretty cool. This is Sakamoto here. He works in a grocery store. He's a family man, but in the past he was like a world-renowned hitman, assassin that people were scared of. He was super fit and young, but he got comfortable in his family life and retired and gave it up, and he got a little heavy. We've all been there. But yeah, it just looks really cool. My son's really getting into the anime that's going to be coming out. He's excited about it, so I wanted to read these so that we could talk about it. All right, I think, and then I'm going to keep, of course, working through my Tome, Empire of the Damned, and my Dabbler, Heavenbreaker, and my other Dabbler now, Vanishing. I watched this past week. So I did watch the first 3 episodes of The Boys. I thought it was really good. There's been some mixed reviews, but I think it's great. It's still, more of the same. If you like the first 3 seasons, you're going to like this season too. I've always been able to just enjoy a show. I mean, there are some times where I'm like, well, I did not like that, but most of the time I can just enjoy it, and if it doesn't do what I wanted it to do or thought it should do, I can still enjoy it. But I really like it. They've changed some things from the graphic novels, which always happens, but I think that it still feels like the same thing, and I really enjoyed it. It was pretty good. And then House of the Dragon, the first episode came out Sunday night, and I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to today, and I'll be able to talk about episode 1 and 2 in the next weekly wrap-up, because I'm really excited about that one. One of my most anticipated things to watch in this year. So now that's everything. So thank you again for enjoying. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. That helps the channel grow. Please comment below. Let me know what you thought of all these things that I've read and I'm gonna read. If you've read any, let me know what your first 2 weeks of the month was reading, what your favorite reads were. Let me know what you're gonna be reading the next couple weeks as we end up the month. So everyone have a wonderful day. Have a great start to your week. And until I see you in the next video, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. See ya.